Let me be your bestie. Bonnie and Clyde when we flexing. Baby, we can stand the test of time, and you ain't even got a second guess that. You mean the world to me. I travel around the globe, but I know that you the only girl for me. And I gotta let you know, she likes chocolate covered strawberries.
Getting to the Dolomites from Venice was fairly easy. We chose to head there after Venice, as it was nearer from Venice than other big cities. It was a 300 kilometers journey from Venice to Ortisei, a small town in Val Gardena that we chose to base ourselves for the next 3 nights. Throughout the drive, we were stunned by the landscape surrounding us. The closer we drove to the destination, the epic it became. We took so many pictures and videos along the way without knowing that our final destination is going to be even out of this world. After passing by multiple rest stops at every 60 kilometers, we finally stopped at one to get some lunch.
Oh no, this one no, just this and this. Okay, takeaway, salmon. Oh, lapar, belum lapar. Salmon. Itu balas pakai mata.
The drive was supposed to be around 3.5 hours, but because of a little bit of weekend traffic and food stop, we finally arrived in 4.5 hours, just an hour over the estimated time of arrival. After checking in, we explored a little bit of the town to soak in our surrounding, and it was really beautiful. We have never been to Switzerland, but from the pictures we've seen, Ortisei looks identical to the towns in Switzerland.
Sekarang sama tapi cuaca dalam 18 kalau malam below 10. Okay, jap saya jalan jap.
Fun fact about this tiny village: the town center is actually vehicle free. It is designated as a pedestrian-only town, so it's really fun and safe to walk around without having to worry so much about the traffic.
Sekarang kami on the way nak pergi makan. Saya ada dinner tengok.
After some light stroll, we went for dinner at a specialty pizza restaurant that was recommended by our hotel. We had our first taste of Neapolitan pizza in Italy.
This is what?
The pizza tuna.
Okay.
Enjoy your meal.
Okay.
I know not in Naples, but trust me, it was literally the best pizza we've ever had.
Neapolitan style.
The portion was so huge that we had to take it back home. After dinner, we decided to just hang out and watch the sunsets from our room's balcony. It was truly a magnificent sight to behold. Subhanallah. On the second day, we woke up early and ate the leftovers pizza from last night.
Dia sejuk pun. Sedap lagi. Macam dah lama.
Then we had our second breakfast at the hotel's restaurant. The breakfast was pretty mediocre, mostly breads and pastries, but the view alone makes up for it. After breakfast, we left the hotel for A7iv mountain. A7iv mountain is one of the most visited locations in the Dolomites. The summit of the mountain hovers 2,500 meters above RTC and is a part of the Dolomites UNESCO World Heritage. You can hike and even camp on top of the mountains. But we chose the easiest way, which is the cable car. From our hotel, it was just a short walk to the Furnace station cable car. We took the first cable car to the first station, Furnace.
Thank you.
I'm a little bit afraid of heights. The view along the way was spectacular, but I was actually in between of enjoying and wanting to piss myself. But my wife, on the other hand, she was definitely in her element. She thrived in high elevation. Then second cable car from Furnace to A7iv.
So daripada bawah pergi Furnace, daripada Furnace pergi A7iv. Kita tunggu cable car. Okay, tu cable car coming. Satu tu kat atas tu. Kita kena pergi atas tu. Ni atas tu.
Nak pergi atas tu. Right, let's go. As soon as we stepped outside of the cable car, we were lost for words. We didn't know where to start first except just absorbing this unquantifiable beauty.
Okay, tadi kita dah ambil gambar kat sana. Yang careful yang. Sekarang kita nak pergi tu 3 peaks. Nak hike sikit lah. Okay.
It was probably the most grandeur view we've ever witnessed in our lives. We explored the top of A7iv mountain by walking further and closer to the jagged-looking peaks. The view from the track above us was actually more scenic, as you can see mountains in Austria from the left side and Alpe d'Huez on the right side. But we took the middle track because we were a bit tired to hike up, and I'm also afraid of heights. At the end of the track, you can either hike up for better and closer view of the peaks, or you can just chill and enjoy the view from here. We took some pictures and videos before heading back to the cable car to descend and get ready for our next excursion at the Alpe d'Huez.
Tengok tu. View along the way. Masa kita jalan pergi ke sana. Belakang ada 3 peaks. A7iv. Semuanya gayat teruk lah. Kita dua orang je turun. Orang lain tak ada. Tengok. Kosong. Dengan seorang driver. Dah habis. Jika dia pun gila babe. So I'm having affogato with vanilla ice cream, see? Okay baby. Yeah. Bellissimo. Guys, sekarang kita on the way pergi Alpe di Siusi ataupun dalam bahasa Jerman dia A7iv.
Now, what is Alpe di Siusi? Alpe di Siusi is a Dolomite plateau and the largest high-altitude alpine meadow in Europe, covering a surface area of 56 square kilometers. Can you imagine? We were high on the plateau, and below us, a vast pasture as far and wide as the eyes can see, tucked and hidden away in the highest reaches of the Dolomites. You wouldn't even know this place existed until you get to the high elevation.
Naik menalah ni, turun bawah sana, naik 2 orang. Dia bawah sikit lah sebab entah. Aku gayat ni, boleh? Oh tak, dia tutup macam tu. Okay, tutup macam tu nanti ya. Yes. Aku gayat sikit. Macam mana nanti?
Then we took the ski lift to go down the meadows. You can walk or hike down, but we chose to pay €8 per person for the lift because of time constraint.
So guys, tadi kita orang daripada atas tu. Okay, turun sampai sini. Okay, grazie.
Okay, ciao. It was not just an empty meadows. There were wooden houses scattered throughout the land, and we believed they were meant for working farms. Nevertheless, we didn't encounter any cows or horses except for their feces.
Ni sikit pijak sini sebab ada banyak tai lembu. Tak tahu macam mana lembu ni boleh naik kat sini.
Now you can walk and hike for some picturesque spots further to the base of the Sassolongo or Sasso Piatto. But we just sat and enjoyed this incredible view. Then we descended to Ortiz for pizza and called it a day.
Bridge crossing. Bawah ada sungai. Oh, jadi pakai ni. Bellissimo. Okay. So cara makan kita ambil ni. Lepas tu kita kena lipat ni, diorang ajar. Tak, no, actually kita kena lipat macam ni. Tapi tak apalah sebab dia besar sangat. Buang macam ni, lepas tu bismillah.
Camat.
Tak apa, masih dah gila, Alhamdulillah. Tak sangat. Ya.
On the third day, we moved to a different hotel that is much closer to our next excursions. The hotel located in Mizurina. There were multiple and quicker routes to reach the hotel, but we opted for the scenic route of Paso de Giao. Paso Giao is a high mountain pass in the Dolomites. It is a route that connects big cities like Cortina d'Ampezza and Colle Santa Lucia. I was a bit frustrated because I didn't get much footage when driving here because my wife, she couldn't stand the relentless slope and winding road. I couldn't drive and record at the same time, as the road condition was quite challenging and it was raining heavily at the same time. Nevertheless, it was truly the most scenic drive I've ever experienced in my life.
Kita jangan stop sini. Jangan stop sini. Untuk view and motor besar ada. Yang motor besar BM.
What it takes will make it through. No matter what it takes, we'll make it.
I don't have many fancy things to my name. I
After the grueling 2 hours drive in the rain, we finally arrived in the high mountain pass, the Paso Giao.
We make sense, darling, we just make sense. Ever since the day we met, we've been a perfect fit. We're a perfect fit. Your lips on my lips, you belong with me and I belong with you. Like a fire on a cold night, like Sinatra on a long drive. You belong with me and I belong with you.
We stopped by to take some pictures and enjoyed the 360 view of epicness.
I belong with you.
There were many road bike cyclists along the way, and I really think this was the best location one could experience cycling.
Ever since the day we met, you belong with me and I belong with you. Like coffee in the sunrise, like dancing in the moonlight. You belong with me and I belong with you. I belong with you.
After a total of 3.5 hours including multiple stops, we finally arrived in Mizurina. We had late lunch right after we arrived in Mizurina. There weren't many restaurants around the area, so we opted to have our lunch at the hotel's restaurant, which conveniently located just across Lake Mizurina.
Super, banyak.
Kanan dulu.
Okay.
Espresso.
Thank you. Grazie.
We had vegetarian menu and the food couldn't taste more heavenly as we enjoyed it with the most beautiful scenery. After the meal, we rushed to Lago de Brais as we only had 2 hours before the lake closes and it would take us 1 hour to get to the location.
Okay, sekarang kita dah sampai nak pergi ke Lago de Brais. Tak tu, gunung tinggi tu. Depan tu ada lake.
The lake lies at the foot of the imposing rock face of the Sikofel mountain, and it is the deepest lake in Europe. Here you can explore the area, hike around the banks of the lake, but because we only had 1 hour left, we chose to take the wooden boat to see the lake within the lake itself.
It's easy to maneuver, right?
It was quite a challenge for me to row the boat as I didn't have any experience beforehand. But the more I rowed, the easier it gets, and within a few minutes I finally get the rhythm. The view from the lake was like straight out of a fantasy movie, Rowing a wooden boat on the emerald green color lake with the backdrop of the Seacoffle mountain, we felt like we were in a scene from the Lord of the Rings. It was truly gorgeous that in recent years, this lake earned the nickname of Pearl of the Alps.
Lumba aku dengan dia orang ni. Lumba dengan dia orang. Okay guys, signing out from Lago de Bray. 300 calories burned just from rowing this.
At 8 p.m. before dusk, I went to the lake to watch the sunset alone because my wife was already worn out and it was really cold. The temperature was around 10 degrees Celsius at the time. I was told by the concierge, whenever the sun sets, it will shine on the mountaintop across the hotel, and much later, reflections of the mountain will emerge on the lake the lower the sun dips. Now he was right. The scenery of the lake was truly amazing. It was almost magical looking. Actually, if you really want to cover the grounds of Dolomites, you would at least need 6 nights. We didn't get to cover other popular spots like Tracime di Lavaredo, Cortina di Ampezza and many more. Google these places up if you don't know what they are. You will be mesmerized and in disbelief. Dolomites or the Italian Alps were usually ignored by most people because of Switzerland. But honestly, it could match up with Switzerland anytime. And you can save more as it is not going to be as expensive. Our 3 nights in the Dolomites really awakened our senses. We were stupefied over the places that we went to. To this day, we still couldn't get over the sight that we have seen throughout the trip. We felt really grateful and blessed of every moment that we spent here. So I think that is all for now. I will see you on the next episode of our Italy vlog. Bye!